Hello, happy Soulful Sunday to you. My name is Valerie C. Thompson. I was created to encourage, inspire, and uplift. I was supposed to be on this evening with my sister friend Tanya Starks. We were going to talk about domestic violence and narcissistic relationships, but she was having some technical difficulties. So we will get on at a later date. I know she couldn't get on because what she had to share was about to bless the masses. So I said, let me just still get on. I'm not going to be on long, but I want to say this, or I'm going to say this. Number one, my Instagram account has not been hacked. So I do have another Instagram account. It is Own Your Truth Rise instead of Own Your Truth and Rise. It is me. So I want to give a special shout out to Loba Yates and Larissa Stevens Poire for reaching out to me and saying, is that you reaching out to me? Is that your account? Yes, it's me, Valerie C. Thompson. I was created, or how about this? I am created to encourage, inspire, and uplift the masses. I am created to encourage, inspire, and uplift those who have observed and absorbed domestic violence at the hands of being a child, so they witnessed it through their parents. I am here to help you dismantle those lies that keep you from truth. The lies include fear, walking in fear and not faith. The lies include not knowing how to set boundaries. The lies include staying in something that you know you were called to step away from. Those lies include being a codependent person and then some. So again, I was supposed to be on this live with Tanya Starks, but she was having some technical difficulties. And we will be on at a later date because I believe what she has to share will bless you in a real way. We know that people don't want to talk about narcissistic relationships. People don't want to talk about domestic violence. People don't want to talk about any trauma and drama because it's painful, it hurts, and it's too raw and it's too real. I want to speak the truth about it because it's time for us to heal so that we can move in purpose, on purpose for God's huge purpose. What we don't reveal, we will never be able to deal with it, and we will never be able to heal from it. So again, my name is Valerie C. Thompson. I was created to encourage, inspire, and uplift. And I'm going to keep saying that until God gives me something else. But I know it's a season of teaching about narcissism. I know it's a season of teaching about what that means to be in domestic violence as a child and what that means to carry that childhood trauma to adulthood and then operate in drama. You know, it's a toxic relationship. We operate from a place of a familiar spirit. You know, some people wonder why they argue all the time, or some people wonder why they can't get along with their spouse. And sometimes they're just like trying to put a puzzle piece together and make it fit, but it don't fit. And like Johnny Cochran said, if it don't fit, we must acquit, right? But sometimes we still try to make it fit. We have work to do. Most of us, I'll say that as we're here, we have work to do, right? There's a healing process and it's a journey. Many people don't understand what it means to be in a narcissistic relationship. And they often say, well, why do you stay? Why did you stay? Because I would have left. It's not that easy. And so again, my guest that was going to come on tonight was going to share some of her story. And I know that when she comes on, again, people will be blessed because if we don't talk about it, we can't heal from it. You know what I'm saying? We got to reveal it. We got to acknowledge it. And we have to find a place to share our testimonies. And it's powerful. So that's what I wanted to share. Again, I am on Instagram under Own Your Truth Rise instead of Own Your Truth and Rise. I am your truth to purpose coach because if you don't deal with the lies, if you don't dismantle those lies, you cannot own your truth and rise. And when I say rise, I'm talking about standing up in all of your queendom, your mindset. There has to be a mind shift. There has to be an elevation in our thought process so that we can move in purpose, on purpose for God's huge purpose. I am having a hot flash now. I'm about to turn on this fan. Good Lord. But I just wanted to share that. Again, I'm not going to be on long. But I'm hoping that people will understand where Tanya and I are coming from as it relates to our heart, as it relates to the truth about our experiences. We're called to be transparent because people are overcome by our testimonies, right? People, again, don't want to talk about what's really going on. They don't want to talk about the trauma. They don't want to talk about the drama. They don't want to talk about what they've been through in their childhood. They don't want to talk about what they're going through right now today. But guess what? Somebody is suffering. Somebody is really going through something and they don't know, they're like on the fence, right? They don't know if they're going to make it through tonight. They don't know if they're going to make it through till tomorrow, because it's not easy dealing with someone who's a narcissistic. It's not easy dealing with someone who puts you down or calls you out of your name constantly. It's not easy dealing with someone who belittles you and then plays games and mind tricks and all these things, right? It's mental abuse, it's emotional abuse, it's psychological abuse, it's spiritual abuse, it's financial abuse. There's so many forms of abuse that we are faced with, but people don't want to talk about it. And it affects us mentally. So I'm very grateful to be in a position to share my journey, to share my experience, and to be somewhere where I can now support others on the journey, because that is what it's about. We go through what we go through so that we can heal from it and that we can serve and show someone else, you know what, it's going to be a long road. There's a process, there are levels, but getting to the other side and sticking to it is the plan. Again, James 1, I believe 1-4, consider it pure joy when we face trials and tribulations of many kinds, because it gives us the perseverance. It gives us the ability to develop our character. You know, we are called to do great things in this world. We are called to serve. We are called to show up. But those trials and tribulations that we face when we are in our mother's womb, we take on some of their drama. We take on their trauma. And then we show up in toxic relationships. We show up again in domestic violence relationships. We show up in narcissistic relationships. And then we may recognize it and leave, but we don't do the work. And guess what? That same person shows up just dressed differently. Same person, same spirit, because it's a familiar spirit. So we have to do those things that are unfamiliar to us. So I don't know what God is going to do, but like I said, I'm going to show up soon with Tanya Starks, and I dare any of you to reach out to me if you are going through this, if you've been through it and you're led to share your story, because that's how we heal. That's how we grow. So God bless you. Hey, Shantae, God bless you today. I thank God for you. I thank God that you are alive, well, and active on this Soulful Sunday. I thank God for blessing your family. Continue to own your truth and rise. God is calling you higher. God is taking you to higher heights and deeper depths. God wants to use you so that you can move in purpose, on purpose, for God's huge purpose. Have a wonderful Sunday. I didn't want to be on here long. Hey, Mickey, I love you. I didn't want to be on long. Hey, Ebony, I just wanted to come on and share my truth, because again, we have all, well, most of us have been in some form of a toxic relationship. And it doesn't have to be the romantic relationship. It could be a toxic relationship with your boss. I love you too. It could be a toxic relationship with your boss. It can be a toxic relationship with a parent or another family member. But the thing is, we gotta reveal it, again, acknowledge it, and we gotta be ready to deal with it. And dealing with it does not feel good, but I'm here to tell you it is worth it. I have been on one of the longest journeys, and I know that I am on the last trek right now. And when I tell you it feels good, because I stayed the course. And even when I fell off, I got back on, right? And I'm grateful. And so, again, in this season, I will be sharing more about domestic violence, narcissistic relationships, my experience, because I can't talk about anybody else. I can only talk about my experience. And I'm ready to be raw and real. Well, I guess I've always been. I don't think I hold my tongue too much. So, again, looking forward to Tanya Starks getting on. Hopefully this week. We'll try to make it happen. So God bless you. And thank you all for tuning in. I love you, Mickey. I love you, Ebony. I love you, Shantae. God bless you all. And please share the video. Again, it's uncomfortable to talk about, but we got to talk about it. If we don't talk about it, we'll never be able to heal and go to the next level. And none of this is about money. It ain't about material things, but it's truly about owning your truth, understanding who and whose you are, why you are here, and what's your purpose. And usually the very thing that we go through, the very thing that we wish we wasn't going through, is the very thing that we're called to share, is the very thing that we're called to speak about and serve. So again, my name is Valerie C. Thompson. I was created, or I am created, to encourage, inspire, and uplift those who have observed and absorbed domestic violence or narcissistic relationship as a child, right? Didn't do the healing work. So we know that healing unhealed trauma turns into adult drama, right? So maybe again, you observed it and absorbed it as a child. You became a grown-up and you found out you were in a toxic relationship. So it's time to acknowledge that. It's time to acknowledge that inner child and deal with that stuff that you don't want to deal with, so that you can move in purpose, on purpose, for God's huge purpose. I'm truly moving on that journey. So God bless you all. God bless your family. Continue to flow, continue to grow, and continue to receive the peace, which is Jehovah Shalom, that only God can give you. I love you. Have a most enjoyable Sunday. And again, when I get back on, I'm believing by faith that I will be on with Tanya Starks at some point this week, so we can talk about narcissistic relationships and domestic violence. God bless all. Have a good one.